Hey, welcome to the Dripping Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Kyle.
He's Nick. Not Kyle.
I gotta do the whole thing again. I don't know, like, I got thrown off for some reason. Who knows what happens when we do this?
I'm Kyle.
Hey, welcome to the Dripping Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
And I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
It's going.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
In what direction?
Generally forward.
Forward motion.
Yeah.
That's good. I struggle with forward motion
Yeah.
sometimes.
Really? I don't think you do.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate it.
always going forward.
Well, that was a
Onward and upward.
yeah, that was a kind of a sort of semi-obscure song lyric that I was referring to.
Oh.
Yeah, from the
Sure,
early
it's
2000s.
not something I knew.
No, no, it wasn't. That's
Yeah.
okay. How's your week?
Oh, man. So good.
Yeah,
It was all
Let me
right.
ask you a question.
Okay.
Did you get your trash out on time?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had a lot of trash. And like to the point that it was like overflowing, and I didn't
Wow.
feel comfortable leaving it that way, but my wife was like, it's fine. Just leave it. Let's go.
Do you guys have a lot of trash pandas in your area?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we do. We put bricks on our
Wow.
garbage cans to keep out the...
I have
Trash
seen,
pandas.
since I've lived in this neighborhood, I've seen one trash panda.
Good on you. They have like fights in our neighborhood.
What does a trash panda fight sound like?
It sounds like a child screaming. That like I've gone out of the house and be like, what is going on? Who's murdering a child right now? And it was just raccoons fighting in the street. True story.
Like, that is terrifying.
Yeah, they really are. Like, and like, gotten them out both. Like, had them in the trees out back before, like fighting, and like literally like went out there because they were screaming so loud one time, and then like one completely just got yeeted out of the tree and just like, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da, boom. And then like here he just comes waddling out like, well, lost that one. But then like we out the front, they were like literally like right in between two houses, like just like going at it and just screaming and terrifying. Sitting in the library being like, what is happening outside?
I might have to like rethink my whole scary things in the woods. We talked about this before. Like, one of the scary sounds in the woods is an armadillo walking around.
Sure.
Because like it just crashes into everything.
Right.
And it sounds like a 8-foot tall monster.
Right.
But I think if I were to hear these raccoons fighting in the woods, I think I'd be a little freaked out.
Yeah, they're just straight up loud.
Call each other names.
Terrible. Yeah. Trash panda. Triangle faced monkey. Yeah.
Anyway, on that note,
Yep.
you want to drink something?
Indeed.
What do you want to drink? Oh, look what we have.
It's
on
already
the table.
prepared.
I know. Look what we have on the table here.
Nice little spread.
This is the Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond.
Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced.
I have no idea.
Can I have it in your best Scotch-ish accent?
Loch Lomond.
That's.
Loch Lomond.
I think the first one's
Loch
better.
Lomond. Loch Lomond.
Just say Indiana afterwards.
Indiana.
Yeah,
Loch Lomond.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is from the Loch Lomond Distillery. There's a song, The Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond.
Sure.
Yeah. So this is actually a Highland Scotch aged to perfection in specially selected American oak casks. Not only, Kyle, do we have the original 12-year, but we also have two other versions, 3 expressions of the same distillate, from what I understand.
Yeah, same age.
Yeah.
That's cool.
12 years.
I like that.
This is the Loch Lomond, the regular standard Loch Lomond, which is a Highland Scotch. This is the we got the Loch Lomond Inchmurrin
And the Loch Lomond Inchmoan.
and the differences are
Letters.
look how cute they are.
Us?
Yeah.
Bottles.
No. Oh. Well,
I like the
both.
stag.
on the Loch Lomond.
Yeah, all for that.
We'll talk about the differences in the 3 of those, but I figured we'd do like a little bit of a Scotch tasting, like
Fun.
a mini Scotch tasting
Yeah.
with our mini bottles.
I like it.
Because we've never featured Loch Lomond.
Yeah, no,
And it's still Scotch season, so why not?
got to do the Scotch.
We got to do it. Let me open the bottle for you, Kyle.
You are a fine gentleman.
Yeah, it was stuck a little.
Yeah, it was, man.
Can I have your glass?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I mean, yes.
Did you see how
That
close
was-
I was
that
to
was-
like getting it all over me?
Yeah, but you didn't.
I didn't.
That was a clean pour.
It's because of becoming more of a professional.
I like it even
Yeah.
more. Hey, re-pour that.
Are you serious?
Never mind. Good pour.
So, like we said, Loch Lomond is a Highland Scotch.
Yeah.
You want me to read some bottle words?
Hit me.
This exquisite 12-year-old single malt has a deep, fruity character of peach and pear layered with vanilla sweetness and the characteristic hints of peat and smoke found in Loch Lomond whiskeys. Aged in 3 types of cask, bourbon, refill, and recharred, these whiskeys are brought together, delivering a perfectly balanced single malt under the watchful eye of Michael Henry, our master blender. Loch Lomond 12-year-old is non-chill filtered. Oh, that makes sense. To keep things as nature intended.
Wow.
All right, so first let's get into the regular Loch Lomond. Then we'll talk about the other 2 expressions that we have. So how I came across these 2 expressions, from what I can tell, the Inchmurrin and the Inchmoan are only available in the UK. So like I found this as a special like gift set kind of bottling. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take it however we can get it.
Here in the States, the Loch Lomond, wow, these are hefty pours. I apologize.
That one's not as bad.
Okay.
But that one, I was like, no, I'll give you that one.
The Loch Lomond, at least here in the States, is a pretty budget Scotch, if you will. It's around that like $35 to $40 range.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt your wallet that bad.
Not at all. And the color is, I would say, like maybe light caramel, light honey.
Yeah, light honey.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could use the word caramel
Okay.
or caramel.
Oh, well,
Either or.
sure.
But I have sampled Loch Lomond a singular time.
Really?
Just once ever, yeah.
I mean, I've had a little bit of this bottle, but outside of that, I've never had it.
I had it at that fun whiskey shop out towards Tampa that lets you try pretty much everything they've got in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in there purchasing another bottle, and a distributor came up and said, "Hey, we represent Loch Lomond. You want to try that one?" Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try whatever you want me to try.
You gave them a Intrepid Stone sticker?
I did.
Ooh.
Card.
Oh,
at least.
okay. Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. I remember.
we got it. But it was good. The sample that I had.
Okay.
The sample that I had is quite good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. What you got on the nose?
Woo! There's a lot happening. This is a loud nose. Malt forward. Definitely like strong malt characteristic. That is like the first thing that jumps out is the malt aspect of it.
Whoa.
And that is wrapped in like it's really weird. Like I want to say it's like a tart caramel.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like a caramel, but there's like this tartness to it that is not like, it's not lemon tart, but it's like, I don't know what it is. Like tart's the only thing that I can come up with.
Tart is not wrong, but to me it leans banana.
Like unripened banana.
Maybe.
Like, it's not ready to eat banana.
Yeah, like green banana.
Yeah.
Or like plantain.
Yeah.
Tart is right, but I don't know what kind of, you're right. I don't know what kind of tart.
And like there's also this like creaminess.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably just like, the barley.
It's really nice. It's 92 proof?
Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like there's a bit of a proof pop, but not enough that you're like, holy crap. But it's just, it lets you know that it's there. It's kind of like, it twangs the nose hairs a bit.
Yeah, I want to say young.
Oh, yeah.
Like even though it's a 12-year, maybe not young, but like bright.
Bright.
Everything about it
I was going to say bright. Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, to me, that's a little bit of a characteristic of the Highland Scotches.
Sure.
Like you think of like Islay Scotches are like dark and brooding, and which is not to say like we haven't gotten bright notes out of them, but I think of like Highland Scotch as being like fresh air, like spring.
Sure.
Yeah, there's this really kind of interesting undertone of like old bookshop. I'm not going to say dusty, but like the dust has sat there for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My left nostril's heavy vanilla. doesn't pronounce itself over here.
Vanilla makes sense, yeah.
But it's like vanilla icing.
Yep.
Pecan praline.
Ooh.
That just came to me.
When you say vanilla icing, you mean like the fake stuff you get in the store, like in the
that out of the jar.
Heinz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop the lid.
Yeah.
Slather.
Slather. You just eat it right out of there. What are you talking about? Finger dip.
Microwave it. Just drink it.
Coming from the dude who used to eat microwave cookie dough.
Damn. Have to go home. Have a treat tonight.
All right, I'm going in.
All right.
Enough sniffing. Time for sipping. Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo! That is friendly.
That is delicious.
Wow.
Everything about that. Just a pop of peat.
Yeah. Just subtle smoke.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. Can I bring us back to last week?
Do it, because I'm ready to go there.
Last week, we talked about the Jura 10.
Yep.
They mentioned peat.
Yep.
Ain't no peat on this.
Didn't get it.
The Loch Lomond says a little bit of peat, a little bit of peat,
just a touch of peat. Yep.
And what I like what I like about this is that the dry factor we got on the Jura from last week
Yep.
is gone completely.
Gone.
And it's just so well rounded. And this is quintessential Scotch.
I know.
Wow.
Like it I mean, granted, I think even the nose is a little more pronounced.
Yep.
It's different because it is brighter. I think the notes on the nose for Jura were a little darker, but same volume, I think. Here, the volume is there, but man, the flavors on the palate,
It's the palate.
are like exponentially louder.
Yeah. I would give, just thinking back to last week, just because it's fresh in my mind, I would give the nose to the Jura, but the palate to the Loch Lomond, hands down.
Yeah.
Man.
That is delicious.
There's this really cool sweet going on that like is somewhere in between like dark bourbon, like sorghum syrupy molasses sweet and like fresh bright honey. And it's like, I don't know, it's like if you use like a light brown sugar kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's still got some of those, the taste quality of like something that's really dark and heavy, but it's not that, it's not like, it's not heavy. It's just like, I know that I'm using like contrasting terms here, but that's what I'm getting.
I'm in that candied orange citrus realm.
Oh, you know what? It's like what are those like orange fruit slices? Mm-hmm. But like you soak that in like some dark sugar or something like that. That's what. Yeah. Wow. When you said orange, immediately you said orange. I'm like citrus all the way.
Yeah.
Like whoa.
Yeah, like anything like orange Tic Tacs or like anything that's like got that orange, that kind of candied orange.
Yeah, like that
flavor.
Slightly fake orange.
Yeah. Man, holy cow!
And that proof, I think, is great.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like it sings.
Yeah.
It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering here. I would say it accentuates what's going on in terms of the liquid itself.
My goodness, like that is, as satisfying and as good as the Jura was,
Right?
Man, to like taste this where like the flavors are so pronounced is like incredible.
I also want to say, and we already mentioned this, this is a $35 to $40 Scotch, give or take. Like I know I've even seen it even cheaper than that, depending on like where you're looking and when you're looking.
Right.
Like,
yeah, this is not like, this is never like,
No.
you're maybe looking at second shelf, for Loch Lomond.
Yeah,
it's always down towards the ground.
For sure. And I don't know if that's how it is in the UK or and in Scotland itself, but like, wow. Mm-hmm. I am, dare I say, impressed.
Yeah, that is.
And then let me tell you a quick story about like me buying this. I honestly bought this bottle and the two little starter scotches because it was cheap. Mm-hmm. I'd never had Loch Lomond, and there was two other expressions, like, and cheap being the major factor.
Right.
Like I was a scotch I never had, and it was cheap.
Yep.
I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it makes me want to do some research to try to figure out what's going on.
What's going on in there?
Why is that the case?
I agree. How do you want to do this? You want to jump right into the other expressions? I mean, we're here. It's fresh.
Call it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Care. Yeah, I'm good either way.
Let's go with the Loch Lomond Inchmurrin.
All right.
Okay. Now I did a little bit of research. Got the research machine working over here yonder.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of information for either of these two, the Inchmurrin and the Inchmoan, but it says that the Inchmurrin is aged in 3 types of American oak casks, which is what the regular Loch Lomond's aged in. But this 12-year-old single malt shows off the fruit and sweet elements of our distillery's signature style with delightful notes of peach, apricot, toffee, and vanilla. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here.
What's making it different?
But I'm going to say that like they're just probably playing with the amount of distillate from like the blend that they're using.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to say.
This is like making me remember our episode that we did of the different tastings at Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah. At Jock Lindsay's. And that was it.
No, we did the one at the
Raglan Road.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think we actually featured that one, but we talked about it.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was just too loud in there.
Yeah.
But it's actually making me think of that tasting because we did the Tullamore Dew tasting there, and there the difference was it was strictly age statements.
Correct.
That made it different. Whereas this is interesting because they're all the same age statement, but there's just something that they're either changing in the blend or something. So yeah, maybe there's something about this barrel that when they tasted it, it's like, oh, that one's got a lot of unique flavor. Let's put that one in a separate bottle with a different name on it, and we'll make more money because people want to buy a bottle of that one and a bottle of this one. 2 bottles sells for the price of one.
Best I can find is that it's just using the same single malt and just blending it from like different, I'm guessing in terms of, well, I don't really fucking know.
That's the best ever. You were like leading to this like very thoughtful thing, and it's just like the case of I just don't fucking know. That's it.
I
like it.
I spent what 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean you're looking at like you're reading a lot of stuff over there, but there's nothing.
A lot of words on the screen. And I can't figure out what's different here. I don't know.
You know, I wonder if it's like a Blanton's compared to an Elmer T. Lee compared to a Rock Hill. That's no, we got it from this section of the warehouse, and we're gonna put this name on it.
So from what I can gather, anyway, is that like you have your regular Loch Lomond here, okay? Which, you know, because it is a single malt Scotch, yes, they're using a single malt, but they're blending different barrels together to get the flavor profile they want. Yeah. Best I can tell is that they're doing that here, but the flavor profile is whatever they've come up with, and they're calling it fruity and sweet.
Right.
As opposed to the regular, you know, perfectly balanced.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But basically.
Fair enough. We're an honest podcast.
All right, let me pour it.
One for the people. Give it a little jiggle.
I actually kind of like that. You know, 50 mils gives you a good taste of each.
Yeah, gives you a decent pour there. Inchmurrin.
Fruity and sweet.
Yeah,
says the bottle.
I believe it.
It looks basically the same color.
I'm a Loch Lomond believer.
On the nose, it is definitely fruit forward. Whoa. It reminds me of sangria.
Everything that I was saying about bright and tart in that first one, this one's more mellow and dark, and
it reminds me of a red wine, like a deep red
more
sangria.
Relaxed. Yeah. That's really interesting.
That is super interesting. That's
so
really
freaking
fun.
cool. I wonder if it is just as simple as like it's just a different. You know, we separated the mashes.
Right.
We started blending shit together, and we got this thing over here, and we called it that.
I'm gonna say that's what it is.
We put the majority of it over here, and that's this. But then this was actually kind of unique over here, and we put that one here.
Yeah, I think it's like again, it's all the same distillate, but like it's just this one happened to taste different than this one, and then we just figured out how to make it work.
Man, I don't know how you beat this nose, man.
The nose is better on the Inchmurrin than it is on the regular Loch Lomond, and that's saying something because that Loch Lomond,
it ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, Alabama coming out.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. But this has got like some like forest notes in it, like maybe pine.
Yeah, but
it's like something like wet out in the woods.
Yeah, it's like walking in a woods after the rain. That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
or like by a creek.
Foggy. Oh, creek is good. Yeah. Ugh. If you've ever like been walking in like the mountains and like you come upon a creek, the water changes the air temperature around it. And it also changes the way like everything just smells in that area. So like I think you're right. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. No sniffing. Time for sipping.
Need a sipping.
Do it. That is remarkably similar on the palate. Like it is.
They are, but there's like a weird.
No, I'm saying like nose and palate. Like the nose and palate is almost exactly the same.
Well, and I would say it's not dramatically different on the palate.
No.
I think the noses are dramatically different.
Absolutely. The palate's very similar.
The palate is relatively similar.
I agree with the bottle. It is definitely fruity or definitely sweeter. I don't know if I would go fruitier, but the nose is fruitier and sweeter. But I would say that the palate is just sweeter.
Yeah. The aftertaste for me is going like Sprite. It's going like lemon lime soda,
like fake lemon lime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, like if you took the carbonation out, and it was just the syrup.
Yep.
It still has all the maltiness, all the sweetness of the regular Loch Lomond, but there's just like this weird like lemon lime syrup.
Yeah, I agree.
It's weird.
It's almost like I wouldn't even say like name brand. It's like Chuck's soda.
Chuck's soda, but it was just the syrup, and that's what you put on a snow cone. The bottom of a snow cone. You're like, all right.
In like weirdly in a good way.
Yeah, but in like a satisfying, like that's interesting way.
Yeah, nostalgic way.
Because it's still got all that wonderful single malt Scotch notes. It's just got that now entwined in it.
Exactly. All right, you want to move on to the Inchmoan.
Inchmoan.
From what I can tell in the extensive research that I've done in the last 10 minutes. The Inchmoan is the same distillate, but a little more of that peaty nature.
Yeah.
So like the peaty distillate that they've put into these barrels and aged, that they blend together to get the Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
We got the that's the majority of what the Inchmoan is.
Yep.
Ooh, that was a nice little pour. You know, pour me one.
Okay.
Did you pull a Nick?
I think I missed a drop, but I don't see it anywhere. But I'm pretty sure it did not go in the glass. I think it might have catched like the other side of the
glass.
So glass.
Was that my glass? It was my glass. Damn it!
Yeah.
Oh
get
my.
it.
All right, I'm gonna do a little whirly whirl.
A little whirly bird.
I'm gonna do a little swirly swirl, a little roly roll, and a little sniffy sniff.
I'm really excited about this one.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Uh oh.
I know, man.
I got some problems going on. This nose. Oh, the nose is definitely peatier. It's definitely darker.
Yeah. You're going a couple of shades darker on the peat here.
I would say heading into Lagavulin territory. Not like that
That's
pronounced,
what I was
but like
honestly
close.
Like, that's what I was trying to think of like where does this put you in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Of?
I'm gonna say Lagavulin.
I'm actually kind of thinking. Yeah, I think you're right. Like it's not going like full on Lafroig or Ardbeg.
No,
but like,
no.
Yeah, you're in that ballpark for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like the deep, dark, brooding, like 16-year Lagavulin. I'm gonna say like that. That's what this reminds me of. I really kind of like the 50 ml taster. Like that's like the right size.
I know, man. Like they need to do more of that stuff.
Yep. But the sweet is still there on the nose. The nose is delightful.
Yeah, brown sugar.
Oh yeah,
peat.
Yes, it's peated, but it's not. I wouldn't say when I think of like peat, I think of Lagavulin.
Right.
I think of Lafroig. I think of Ardbeg. And this is not that, but it is peated. It's almost like peated in the way that like Connemara is peated.
Sure. Well, I don't know. Even that, I feel like it's got more.
Well, Connemara is like bright peat.
Right.
Whereas like, and I think that's just because of the Irish, malt that's going on there.
Sure.
But this is like the same, maybe like the level of peat, but like just a bit more dark. Shall we get to some sipping?
Sippy.
Yep. That is dramatically different to me. Like that goes back to like that like dry kind of the sweet is almost like cut almost completely.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that like through the whole experience you get peat the whole time. It doesn't ever like disappear.
No, it doesn't.
It's there at the beginning. It's there through the palate. It's there on the after. It never becomes like overwhelming and like medicinal. But just stays right there the whole time.
Which is interesting when you think of like a Lagavulin or Lafroig, where like you get punch with peat and then gone. Like it dissipates pretty quick.
Right.
Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of like numb tongue.
A little numb tongue.
You getting a little numb tongue?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Man.
That's what I'm getting.
If you had to ask me, I would say like, yeah, no, this is like hovering around 100. There's got to be like a little bit higher proof.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I know it's not.
They're all 46.
Yep. They're all the same.
Super interesting.
But like I would swear, like, yep, this has got a little bit of a proof pop.
But we've talked about this in the past. Peat tends to do that. Peat, like it totally messes with what's going on with proof.
Yeah, I mean, it's got it right on the bottle.
Yep.
Smoke and spice. It's got a little spice bite.
Yeah.
Giving you that numb tongue.
Yeah.
I think that's totally. That's it.
Before we get into our conversation this week, can you make a decision as to which one of the three you like?
I'm about
more?
to.
Yeah.
I'm about to. I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
Work my way.
Okay. I'm gonna do likewise.
Backwards and forwards.
Front ways and sideways and slant ways.
I don't know that I can pick a favorite. I mean, I know I will, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
But these are all exceptional.
I'm gonna go out and say, like, right off the bat, all phenomenal, and they are the kind of whiskey that like it's what mood are you in? Do you want something peaty?
Yep.
Here's the Inchmoan.
Yep.
You want something a little fruity? Here's the Inchmurrin.
Yep.
You want something just even and like it says perfectly
Somehow,
balanced.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Here you go. Here's
is.
the regular Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go regular Loch Lomond.
Good on you.
Yeah, I really am. And that's, you say that because you know that that's normally not my go-to.
I'm saying it because like you have the bravery and the gusto.
Thank you.
To like do it. It's
Right.
Like, yep.
Here
I am.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
I do.
I like it. I don't
do.
have it.
Oh.
I can't do it.
Oh.
I wish I did.
What
But
do
I
you
can't.
gotta
I've got to go mowing.
Yeah, you like
Inch
peatier.
mowing. I just like that touch of peat, man. Just that little just
Yeah.
like grab you by the you know,
I get it.
I like it. I like it. It's that time of year. It makes me think holidays.
Sure.
And they're also amazingly good though.
They really are.
Like I've gone back to the Inchmurrin now. That one tastes like a cupcake to me. Like I think that's like in that realm of like dessert whiskeys now. And then the regular 12 year is just like so solid that it's like for the price of what this bottle is, like how is that not everybody's just daily sipper?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yep.
You know, when you think about here in the US, most like base level scotches, other than your Cutty Sark and your Chivas
Dewar's White Label.
or your Dewar's White Label, most of them tend to be in that like $50 range. That's like a good starting point for scotch.
Sure.
You know, this bottle right now is $34.99. $35.
You know what this is screaming to me?
What is it screaming?
We've got to do. I say like a 10 to like maybe 14 year blind scotch.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
Like right now?
Well,
we don't have all those bottles.
We don't have
right
all the bottles here. But I'm thinking like the next couple episodes that's got to be a thing.
I think so. That might be a new year kind of thing.
And this is my dark horse. Like I don't know flavor palette. Like I could be completely like confused right now of just like what we've been drinking today. Maybe I'm like confused palette wise, but I just don't at this moment I don't know what beats that. This is really good.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Also for the cost, which goes against like everything that we've been told in the whiskey world.
Yeah.
Spend more money and you're going to get a better product.
Yeah, you'll be rewarded.
All right, Kyle, now that we've gone through a quick Loch Lomond distillery tasting.
Yeah, good on you guys.
Yeah. I mean, impressive.
Yeah.
Like legitimately impressive. And I don't think either of us say that lightly.
Yep. This has been eye-opening to me, and I'm going to have to go do some Loch Lomond discovery tour and do some research.
We're going to Loch Lomond?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Because I got to figure this out. This is amazing, and like, how is it not on everybody's top 10 list?
No joke.
Anyway, as we enjoy the rest of these pours, what shall we talk about?
So right now, in terms of recording, we are in the thick of the little thing known as the World Cup.
Yeah, we are.
Right. As of right now, the U.S. has just won over Iran, and we are moving on to the knockout stage. Hopefully, as this episode comes out, the U.S. has won.
Sure.
I'm not like that invested, but I'm really.
I sadly like I'm not in any streaming service that allows me to watch any of it.
I like watching the U.S. play just because, like, you know, there's a little bit of like, I mean, I know very little about soccer,
right?
But I like watching it. It's fun.
Well, it's one of those things of like, you know, I mean, this comes around once every 4 years,
right?
You can get into when it's like
sure.
the highest of stakes,
right?
Like, I don't know, like I can get into anything,
yeah.
When it's
well, and that's I was talking with a new listener at a local brewery, and we were like sitting next to each other, and we were talking about you know, the beer, what's going on. We were talking about Dripping Stone, but we were talking about the soccer, and I was like, I feel the same way about the Stanley Cup. Like, I like watching the Stanley Cup when the local team, Tampa Bay Lightning, when they're in Stanley Cup. Like, I actually care. I like watching it.
Which recently,
yeah,
they usually are.
They usually are. It's a lot of fun. I liked watching women's soccer when they were in U.S. women's were doing well. Like, it's fun to watch.
Yep.
Am I a fan? No, I'm not. Like, this makes me interested in soccer. Makes me interested in like the sport as a whole. But you know, I think it's fun. It's fun. Like this is what these kind of things do.
Well, and after watching Ted Lasso,
exactly,
I do enjoy soccer more.
Exactly. Well, it's like, I think the Super Bowl. Can we say that? The big game.
No, we can say the Super Bowl,
and we got to pay for it.
NFL's going to come after us.
Oh yeah, I mean they know us.
Do they?
They do.
You say so.
Yeah.
The big game.
The big game, right?
Biggest of games.
Like the Super Bowl is a game that is also meant for non-football watchers.
Yeah, they do everything they can to like make it for everybody that's not interested in football.
Exactly. And
here's the biggest halftime show, correct, including the biggest pop star.
Correct. Here's the funniest commercials we can come up with. Yeah. Here's, you know, although
capitalism out the wazoo.
Exactly.
Come buy this stuff.
Exactly. Here's your wings. Here's your nachos.
Yep.
Bring your friends together and drink
some supermodels. We got it all in here.
Right.
Enjoy your time.
Enjoy your time and enjoy your crappy beer. Here you go. Yeah. And I feel like the World Cup is similar in that, like, you don't have to be a soccer fan to watch this. And you're still you're gonna find it fun.
Right.
And that's what I like about it. But that's not what I want to talk about.
Cool.
What I want to talk about is a TikTok video that actually you sent me.
Okay.
And it's about the Japanese soccer fans.
The fans
Themselves.
Right.
Okay. We're actually can we link to a TikTok?
I can't imagine why we can't.
Well, we're going to link to a TikTok in the show notes and maybe on YouTube or wherever. Who knows if the recording machine's actually recording anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll link to it in some way.
Or if that doesn't work, if you just say type into your search bar
Japanese
on YouTube,
football fans clean up after match or something like that.
Yeah.
You're going to find
anything Japanese World Cup fans.
So there's this really interesting 2.5-ish minute video that this woman is interviewing Japanese soccer fans after a match.
Yeah.
And these Japanese soccer fans are cleaning up the stadium in Qatar after the match. I got an idea. You and I go watch it real quick.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it a little more specifically because they're gonna pause drop and
they're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, they're gonna go watch it and they're gonna come back.
I got you.
All right, here we go. So in that video, or in that quick TikTok, the woman's talking about how the Japanese, after the match is over, whatever the result, they will go through the Japan
the
fan side for Japan, and they will all clean up after one another.
Help clean up the stadium.
Yeah,
the stands.
And like they pointed it out like the Japan side, but stuff I saw was like they basically clean up the entire stadium,
right?
Which I found super interesting. Of like, literally, the Japanese fans will go around and clean up the entire soccer stadium.
Right. As
a means of like kind of mutual respect for both teams and a mutual respect for the camaraderie and the sport itself.
Right.
And I find that so interesting because
Same.
I've been to major sporting events where, like, have you seen like the college football games where they do like the beer cup snake? And then, like,
yeah.
And like, you're not telling me that those people are going and throwing away their 56,000 cups or whatever.
Once it breaks apart.
Yeah, no, and like I've done it too. I'm guilty of it. Like, I eat my hot dog and I drink my $40 beer and I put it under the chair in front of me or the seat in front of me.
Somebody will take care of this.
Yeah, like and it's a perspective like that's some dude's job.
Right.
Like they're gonna come up and clean it up later.
Right.
So like I found that just endlessly fascinating, and I wanted your opinion on it. Like, what do you think about?
Well, I wanted your opinion on it. I love it because, first of all, like when I was in high school, you used to get a thing called Saturday School. And Saturday School,
I saw that in Breakfast Club,
was doing exactly that. It was a punishment where you had to go and clean up after Friday night's game.
Debauchery.
Yeah, so you had to go clean the stadium.
Right.
And, and that's like after it sat there and laid there all night long.
Pause.
You're the ones that now have to go clean that stuff up. But here, instead of as a punishment, we are electing to clean up after ourselves.
Right. We want to go do this. Like we view it as a sign of
respect and pride.
Right.
That we will, leave this better than how we found it.
Correct.
And that's as the fact that they can get an entire fan base around it is what amazes me. That it's not just like I can absolutely see like a person being like, no, like this is ridiculous. Like because we've all had that thought of like, look at how disgusting this is.
Like y'all gonna leave it like this?
Like I remember, I mean, gosh, anytime you leave a concert, you look around and you're just like, man, people are disgusting.
Yeah.
Or leave a movie theater.
Oh
like,
God,
come on, like. Really? Like you just leave all your stuff here?
4 bags, huh?
Yeah.
First of all, why y'all have 4 bags of popcorn?
But the fact that they can get their entire fan base, maybe not the entire.
Sure.
Maybe it's only like 10%. Right. But it's enough people that it's like making a difference, and it's like it's got social media attention on it.
Right.
Is so incredible to me.
Well, I think it's like the difference in the Eastern, if you will, and Western perspective. In that, like, the Western perspective is so individualistic.
Right.
It's so self-centered.
Yeah.
Whereas and I'm speaking as someone who is not Japanese and has never lived in Japan, has never visited Japan. But my perception is that the Japanese perspective in this case is more about the collective than the individual.
Right.
Whereas like in America, there's this like that perspective of rugged individualism. It's all about the individual. Whereas in this case, what's demonstrated here is it's the individual helping the collective, and that makes us all individually better. Right. Which is so dramatically different from the kind of rhetoric and kind of perspective that we're so used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely like a cultural shift. And I think it's interesting, too, because, like, all right, so as somebody who has worked in food and beverage, who has worked in a restaurant for a good many years, you see it a lot of, when you're serving a table, that somebody at that table has also worked in food and beverage.
Sure.
Because they tidy up the table when they're done. They put everything together, they stack the plates, they kind of tidy everything up so that when you come back to clean the table, it's super easy.
Right.
It's just bam, 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 bam. They've already got everything stacked for you. You just take it back and it's done. And I think there's got to be something like that here, where it's just like as a culture, they've experienced what this feels like,
right?
And they understand the good karma that comes with it. Because like at some point in the video, like there's somebody that said like like they say that, and the guy's like, yes, it's just that satisfaction of like knowing like how good that feels on the other side of it,
right?
So we know how good that's gonna feel for whoever the Qatar, whoever's looking after the stadium, right? That when we're done with a match, when they come into the stadium, when we're done, how much that's going to change their evening,
right?
Or their job.
It's going to make their life just a little bit better.
It's going to be so much better that day because we were here. And like, what a happy fucking philosophy on life.
What I fear in a video like this, and maybe it's just the kind of like cynic in me, is that the American perspective or the Western perspective would be like, oh, look at those quaint Japanese soccer fans just going around picking up the stadium, tidying up. Like, that's just what they do. That's not us. That's what they do. But I would hope that the perspective is, wait a second. They're taking time out of, like, they've experienced this match, whether win or lose, they're taking time out of their day. And like a soccer match, let's say, yes, is 90 minutes in total. Could be, just a little bit longer just because of like whatever the weird, like, play time. I forget what they call it.
Here's some extra time.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Here's some extra time because we paused the game for a second. I don't understand the rules, but like, let's say like broadcast wise, it's about 2 hours. Okay. Cause you got a little bit of a halftime. Broadcast time is about 2 hours. So like you've spent 2 hours of your life, like chanting and like singing songs and like yelling, rooting for your team, drinking beers, hanging out, whatever you're doing. And now you're going to spend another half hour like cleaning up a stadium. How good of you, like how like human perspective of you to think about like, you know what, we've kind of trashed this place a little bit just in our revelry and our like having fun. What if we just clean up some of this? It's going to take us all like 30 seconds to clean up our general area. Why not do that?
Right.
Like what we gain by cleaning up for 30 seconds is so much more than like just leaving this place a mess.
Well, and it's one of those things too of like the concept of pay it forward, of especially too of like if somebody else sees you doing the good thing, then they're inspired to also do a good thing.
Right.
I can't imagine that's not part of it. Of like that and honestly it just started with like a handful of people doing the thing. And because your culture is so acceptive of that concept that like they all were just like, oh no, yep, you're totally right. We should clean this up.
Right. And like how much time does it take? How much effort does it take?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially when you get a lot of people doing it.
Right. And what can we learn from this? What can we think about in terms of like the larger perspective of it takes an individual. I'm using that 30 seconds just as a barometer, but it takes that individual 30 seconds to clean up my general area. I'm going to grab my beer cups. I'm going to grab my popcorn. I'm going to grab, whatever crap I've thrown around, and I'm going to put it in one place, and I'm going to toss it in the bin.
Yep.
It takes 30 seconds to do. And like, this is coming from someone who, like, as we said, we're both guilty of not doing that. But like, what if we did? What if we paused? Let me clean up my area for a second and throw my crap away. How much better is like the collective because of that one thing?
Yeah.
And like that to me is beautiful. That is the power of not only collective thinking, but the power of like we can engage in some good and make something better.
Yeah.
And it took us 30 seconds.
Me and my wife, we both work in that industry.
Right.
We don't ever leave a place. Like, even when our kids were in high chairs, we're down on our hands and knees cleaning up underneath our kid.
Right.
We would always make sure, like, we're not going to leave this shit on the floor. Like, that's not your job. We don't do this at home, and we're not going to do it here either,
Right.
and expect you to clean it up for us. Like, we were always down there, and we would always pick up, and we've tried to, to inspire, hopefully our kids will do that someday. But, we've always made sure, like, no, that's our mess.
Right.
Let's clean that up.
Right.
But I love to see it on such a wide collective of people that are working together to be like, no, let's clean up this stadium. That's not their job.
And to see that on a multinational platform like TikTok.
Yeah.
To see it on the stage that this is given in terms of like, now this is what we do. And it's not like any of these people did it for the accolades of like, oh, we cleaned up. How great.
Oh, yeah. No, they didn't do it. Yeah. For that.
Right. Like they would have done it regardless.
Yeah. It's just funny that it's like, it's worthy of TikToking.
Right.
That people are like, wow, they're cleaning? That's bizarre. Let's take a video of that.
Which I think says more about the individuals who are watching that than it does the individuals who are participating.
Or the individuals who are making the video.
Correct.
Which, I mean, granted, the people in that video, they were talking about like how they're pretty familiar with it based off of their circumstances.
Sure.
But at the same time, that so many people are fascinated by it.
Right. I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by it because
Same.
I don't see it.
Oh, yeah. No, like... Again, because I've been to concerts and sporting events here, that's not how it works here.
No.
People are happy to leave their shit. Like, go to a theme park and look at the parking lot at the end of the night.
Oh my god.
To see how many people will just leave shit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, you made it all the way to your car with the stuff, and you're not willing to take it somewhere and throw it out from there.
Right.
Nah, just leave it here on the ground.
Right.
Somebody will clean that up.
Right. I've paid for somebody.
Disgusting.
Right. I've paid for somebody to clean it up.
Yeah.
And just like, and that's what baffles me about like the kind of like the perspective of like, it's somebody else's problem.
Right.
No, it's not somebody else's problem.
Be. But yeah, no, you're right. If you just leave it there, the people who own this parking lot do not want their parking lot looking like crap, so they'll clean it up.
Right. And I think it comes back to that kind of perspective of like, well, somebody else is going to do this and somebody else gets paid for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
They might, sure.
Yeah.
But they're only getting paid for this and they're only having to do this because you're willing to throw your crap on the ground.
Right.
Ugh.
Well, and and if it was like, it only gets worse from there because like at some point in time we're gonna have those robots that will
my gosh.
completely like come through and clean the parking lot anyway.
Sure.
So it's like then it's like, oh, it's not even like somebody else has got to come do this. Like there's a robot to do it. there's a machine. Yeah, just chuck that whole thing. Like,
yeah. Who cares?
Somebody that cleaning machine will come through and get it.
But that to me is what's so refreshing about this video and what's so refreshing about that perspective is like, sure, that is true. Like there might be somebody else, but I'm here and I want to leave the space, like you said very early on, I want to leave the space better than I found it. And that's what I'm going to do because that's the right thing to do. Yeah.
I mean, we go back to it so often, but I had a college professor that I got to know really well. And like, that was like a philosophy on that he had of like, regardless of what he owned, whether it be his house or car or anything, like he wanted to leave it better than how he got it.
Right.
I will always remember that as being like, wow, like that's hard to do for a lot of stuff. It's a struggle,
sure.
But it's definitely like a worthy endeavor.
Absolutely. Well, you got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
No, me neither.
Good on you, Japanese fans.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you know what?
I love that.
Can I one final thing?
Yeah.
And we've already said it, but I need to harp on it one more time.
Yeah.
They're doing that not because someone's going to say good on you, Japanese fans.
Yeah.
They're doing that because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
In spite of that, I agree. Good on you, Japanese fans. I hope that all of us can take a little bit of understanding from what you guys are doing because that's it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so simple and it's so easy to do. Why the hell aren't we all doing it?
I can only hope that it inspires, similar reactions.
I agree. On that note, we want to know what you think about the Loch Lomond 12, the Loch Lomond 12 Inchmurrin, and the Loch Lomond 12 Inchmoan, if you've had the chance to sample it. If not, run out to your local liquor store. They tend to do this around the holidays of a kind of a nice little gift set where you can do something likewise.
Yeah, find a little holiday mixer.
Yeah.
Get a little taste of all of them.
And tell us, have we gotten this wrong? Like, is this $35 bottle of scotch really as good as we think it is? Because it's pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've got to throw this in some sort of a blind and see if we're just like absolutely full of it.
Hey. Maybe we do that for a Christmas episode this year.
It might be a good call.
Or like maybe just like our New Year's episode. Like we start the new year off on the right foot.
We
with a scotch tasting. We always do like the year in review.
In the woods.
That might be it.
In the woods.
Oh yeah, I am for that.
Me too.
6 bottles of scotch in the woods.
Yeah, you pick 3, I'll pick 3. We don't say what they are, and we just blind the shit out of that.
What happens if we bring?
How do we do that?
What happens if we bring the same 3 bottles?
We don't have the same 3 scotches.
That's a good point.
It ain't possible.
Good point. And we also want to know, what do you think about, first of all, the World Cup as a whole? Because, you know, it's not something we've talked about like a whole lot, but we want to know what you think about. And at this point, in terms of recording, someone has probably won. And do you agree with that winning?
Well, not in terms of recording.
No, in terms of
release.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I said that.
That's not what you When this episode comes out,
someone would have
it should have been done.
I think so.
Unless it goes into overtime for a really long time. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works either.
I know they're going into like
Ted Lasso
Sweet
explained
16.
it to me, but he didn't really understand, so I don't really understand either.
Yep. Like a chicken in a hen house with a wolf outside of it. You know what that means?
No.
Fried chicken. I don't know. Sounds like something he'd say.
Ted Lasso quote. On that note, go back and listen to our episode of Ted Lasso. No. Dude, it's a teepee and a wigwam in here. What do you mean?
2 tents.
Boom! On that note, you can get in touch with us through email at drippingstone@gmail.com. You also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always Drep Stone, one word. DREP and Stone. You find us, you like us, you laugh at some stuff, you comment on a few things, you like a few things, share a few things. We'd really appreciate all those things.
It's always a great time over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can also support the podcast through our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/drippingstone. A lot of really cool people there. Kyle, the patrons, such good people.
Good people, good content.
Good community. A lot of cool stuff there. You all get it first.
Yeah. It's Drep Stone, unfiltered and uncut.
Ooh, ish. Again, that's patreon.com/drippingstone. You can also support the podcast through rating Drippingstone wherever it is. You find great podcasts like this one. And finally, Kyle.
Yeah.
You can support the podcast by literally just telling someone Drippingstone. It's my favorite podcast. That Spotify year in review just came out a couple weeks ago, and it was at the top of my rating.
No shit.
I know, it was. And have you heard of Drippingstone?
I have not.
You should go listen to an episode of Drippingstone. They got a lot of great stuff. They have almost 170 phenomenal episodes.
Wow.
I know. It's incredible. They've done the thing.
Amazing.
It's such a good time.
Wow.
They have a good time. We have a good time. Good drinks, good friends, good conversation.
I'm going to go check it out.
You should right now. You want to go get a pour together?
Pour what?
Whatever you want. I'm buying.
Water?
No. Let's do some whiskey.
Okay.
I mean, the water of life. You know what I mean. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And the ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Ow!
There's another one where that came.
I'll hold the big one. You hold the 2 little ones.
Yeah. Because that's the one I'm going to be honest, I'm a little more excited to try.
The exquisite 12-year-old
How do they spell that? Like a burp on the breeze.
Were you holding that phone forever for me to do something?
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. We were about to open it. Shit.
No, that's my backpack. That's not my cooler.
Oh, I'm gonna need you to I need to nose these.
I'm getting like that feeling of the rye. You know, the rye, it smacks me a little bit. That
Teamwork. Are you sure?
Nope.
And that is how you do capitalism.